All right. Let's get ready to get into this. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, the remake by Platinum Dunes. What's going on, guys? How you doing? Getting ready to get into it here very quickly. First, want to see everybody that's in the chat. Of course, Ghost Abby, who's been waiting all day for this. Hey, what's going on, Gabe? How you doing? Glad to see you back. Play, how you doing? What's going on, Chuck? Just watching another Grinch Stole Christmas, 1966. Hey, what is going on, Z? How you doing? Or Z War Rudu? Is that how you say it? I'm just gonna call you Z. Keep shit like real simple. Hey Devin, how you doing? Giving everybody a chance to pop in before we get started. Oh shit, Gabe. I did get a chance to pre-order Resident Evil 3. And I forgot that it came with Project Resistance too. So when that comes out, let's see if I can get this all hooked into my OBS, and I'll be playing Resident Evil 3 on the stream. Zawarudo means the world. Oh, really? Oh, shit. Come to my chat and teach me some shit. Hey, what's going on, Buzz? How you doing? Yeah, Jed Sawyer, Thomas Hewitt, Tom Sawyer. Interesting. Nice connection. Connecting the dots. Make sure. Okay, get that off, get that off, get that off. Yeah, we're good. Alright, we're just gonna give it about 5 more minutes and then we will begin. So make sure within that 5 minutes you got your copy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, the remake by Platinum Dunes. Oh yeah, you're talking about Jessica Biel, Gabe. Yes. Oh yes. It's like dripping juicy, dripping. Like salivating. like so fucking juicy, dude. But then again, you look at it, it seems to be the theme of a lot of the Platinum Dunes movies, except for Freddy. The only real I guess you could say girl that was even remotely juicy in Nightmare on Elm Street was Katie Cassidy, and Meanwhile, all right. Now that the music is down, we can change to the commentary channel. There we go. Soon we shall begin. R.I.P. Leatherface's arm. Pretty much, I wonder whose creative decision that was to rip the arm off of the main boogeyman of your film and completely destroy any chances of a sequel. Yeah, the original Nancy is far, far, far better in every aspect. Actress, in my opinion. Um, Although I haven't seen anything she's really done outside of the Nightmare remake, so that's kind of an unfair assumption. But just overall, like the kind of vibe she gave off in the remake was just like, ugh. Thank you, Chuck. Oh, without a doubt, Gabe. Without a doubt. Like, if I can choose between Heather Langenkamp or Rooney Mara, I would be Heather. All day, every day. Hell, you could put them pretty much side by side now, and I'd probably still go for Heather. You better ask for a metal arm. I believe she cuts the arm up to here too, doesn't she? So my thing is, in the beginning of the movie, when they show, I guess, the people like looking at the Hewitt house and all that, and Leatherface attacks he's attacking them with one hand. So I mean, do we go from Texas Chainsaw Massacre to Texas Mallet Massacre, like the first one should have probably been called? And he's just like whacking people in the head with mallets. So it feels like it's been forever since you see me on stream. It does feel long. Ever since I changed to only doing the 3 days, it does feel a lot longer since I get on streams. But that's also a good thing too, because it gives me time to recharge and not burn myself out on streaming. As well, it also gives me time to do things like write the Evil Dead video. Which, let me know if you guys enjoyed that. The Evil Dead video I put up. Hey, what's going on, Rogue Shadow? Or Rouge Shadow, sorry. Like, keep reading that wrong. No, we are not playing yet. I was giving everybody some time to jump in. See, that's what I was thinking too, Buzz. Like, maybe. But if I remember right, and it's been a while since I watched it, so I'm not entirely sure. When we see Leatherface, when she's like attacking him with, I guess, the cleaver, we do see the arm just fall off. And then at the end, when he's doing, I guess it wasn't the chainsaw dance. It's reminiscent of the chainsaw dance. But when he like tries to swipe at the car with the chainsaw, we do see it. He only has one arm. So I'm not entirely sure. Now, I'm not also entirely sure because I'm not a medic or any sense of the word or anything like I don't know that field. But I'm wondering, with the way his arm came off so easily, would they be able to possibly reattach it like they do fingers? Or is it too far gone? Like, once the amputation is there, it's done. It's no bringing it back. Hey, what's going on, Ghosty909? How you doing? Glad to see you back in here. Say, too far gone. Too far gone how? Oh, trust me, Shadow. I don't think anybody should watch the Next Generation alone. After sitting through that, I was glad to have you guys. Watching it alone, you may need therapy afterwards. So you finished your custom NECA Ultimate Part 7, Jason. Really? Do you have pictures to share? Is that what you're telling me, Play? My first video was a Jason cosplay, right? I believe so. I'm fairly certain my first video I put up was me in a quick thrown together Jason costume where the shirt was super fucking big on me because of how much weight I was up to when I bought that shirt. Since then I have slimmed down pretty much, pretty well. Um, and I have revamped that costume. I haven't worn it out in public since I got the new silver gray kind of pants that goes with it. That's sort of like the same color that he wears in part 3. And I got a really awesome guy making me a hockey mask that's going to be sent to me that's a little bit more accurate to the movies. So pretty much once I get that in, I'll have that on the stream too. And I'll show you guys pretty much how the whole thing looks. I might be in the Jason costume for that stream. Oh, glad to hear it, Shadow. Glad to hear it. I don't want anybody experiencing the Last Generation alone. Now, Gabe, with him losing the feeling in the arm, I mean, is that possible that he could still use it? Or would he be severely limited if they were to reattach it and it was to heal? That I want to do some research on. Because, I mean, technically you could still go with a route on there. I just don't think he would, if he had any use of it, it wouldn't be much that he could do. That's what I'm thinking too. Like he should have probably have bled out, unless they fucking closed the wound. Because that's why I kept thinking of the scene from Day of the Dead when they cut the one guy's arm off after he was bitten, and they instantly cauterized the wound. And once you do that, I don't think there's any reattaching anything. I mean, because it's not like they're medics, they're butchers. They're not exactly privy to the information of healing. They strip fucking meat down and then eat it. Friends don't let friends watch crap alone. Well, I thank you for that, Shadow. I thank you. So you're gonna be a man tomorrow. You're gonna buy Next Generation and watch it alone. My deepest sympathies. Part 3 Jason versus Part 2 Leatherface. I would probably go with Jason. I have a feeling Jason would be able to take him out. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, is a sequel to the 2003. No, it's not a sequel. It did come after, but the events take place before, making it a prequel. But in any regard, how you doing, Anthony? Welcome back. Wasn't Kane Hodder that Leatherface? I believe Kane Hodder helped with like stunt coordination, but I don't think he ever wore the mask. At least not to my knowledge. I love Day, especially the head rip scene. Yeah, all those deaths in Day of the Dead was like fucking fantastic. See, I would have liked it with this if Leatherface made such an impact on the rest of the Hewitt family. And considering that they're kidnapping children, that you don't know who is actually blood related to the Hewitts after a certain point. I would have loved it if they would have kept the mantle of Leatherface as essentially whoever's the butcher of the family. So that way you would have had generations of Leatherfaces, each one different from the other. Oh, nice. Nice shadow. Bub with headphones as my icon sometimes. Which is sad because in all the remakes, they completely fuck up Bub every single time. And it's such a simple concept that you figure, how the fuck do you fuck that up? At all. It doesn't make any sense how you do that. Like, I would have loved to see what happened to Bub. Like, going forward. Like, before George Romero died, I would have loved to have seen what he, or where he put, or where he thought Bub would be at this point in time. Because I thought at one point they said that he was supposed to have made an appearance in Land of the Dead. But I'm not entirely sure if that's true or not. Yeah, that could work. Because you think about it. What if they did it in the remake movie? You have the Hewitts and all that. They do everything that they do in this movie. Jessica Biel, she survives and all that. She has the baby. And what if the baby actually comes from the Sawyer family? And the Sawyer family kind of picks up where the Hewitts left off. And they actually turn out to be even more monstrous than the Hewitts. And the baby grows up to become the next Leatherface. Or even Jedediah. There's multiple ways you could go about this. So you may do a Jason Part 4 cosplay, Z. You do, feel free to join the Discord and send me some pictures or like my one page on Facebook and send me messages. I do sharing sometimes on the channel to show people's cosplays, artwork, whatever they got. You want to share it? I'll share it. As long as it's not anything offensive or anything out there like that. I mean, you can flip someone off because I know I've had Paris in here a couple times with pictures of him flipping off. That's completely fine. But I mean, no, we're not going to be showing dildos. We might talk about dildos, but we ain't showing dildos on the channel. At least not yet. I don't know if that may get me demonetized. I know saying it won't get me demonetized, but showing it may. But yeah, if you have anything you want me to share, cosplays, anything, feel free to shoot me in the share with me section on my Discord, or shoot me a message on Facebook and I'll share it during the next gameplay stream. So what's the Discord? That is a good question. Let me pop over to my Discord and drop the link. I should have the link in the description. But I'll drop it in there too. Where? Oh shit. I want to make sure I didn't just do that for like one person. There's the Discord if you guys wish to join. Can you show Nazi images? Just kidding. Alright, so we pretty much waited a bit enough. What the hell? I cannot English. So I'm guessing that's a no on the deathgasm. Dildos flying. I mean, we can speak of such things. Just can't show such things. So I mean, or can I? I mean, if it's a cosplay prop, can I show it? Is it considered art at that point? What's going on, Ranger? How you doing? Hey, Ty. Glad to see you can make it as well, my friend. We are getting ready to get into the commentary, so make sure you have your copies of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 ready. I have mine at the ready. For those joining, that's watching, possibly lurking, or have never been a part of one of these before. The way this works is I will have my copy ready. You should have your copy ready. And when I give the countdown and I say play, you'll hit play, I'll hit play. We'll be watching the movie together, perfectly synced, or at least close enough to where if I make mention of anything happening in the movie, you should see it as well. Or just be off or ahead by like maybe a smidgen of a second. Alright. So let me make sure I turn off the sound so I don't get hit with anything copyright strike wise. Hey, Hardboy, how you doing? And Hawkpool, glad to see you in here. Oh shit, everybody's jumping in. Sorry you're late. No worries, no worries. We're actually getting ready to jump into the commentary pretty much like right now. I was getting ready to give the countdown. Do you need some time to grab your movie, or are you just going to stick around with the chat? I can give a couple more minutes. I'm good. I'm not going anywhere. And don't forget, tomorrow we'll be doing the commentary for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. Then we will be taking a break from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And on Tuesday night, probably be a late stream, but we will be doing the commentary for Black Christmas, the original. Oh, you're streaming tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Hopefully, actually, you know what? I should be able to pop in from time to time, Hardboy. Especially, I'm off tomorrow, but sadly, I work all day Christmas Eve. That's why the stream's going to be a bit later. So when I get home, I'm going to try to unwind a bit, and then I'm going to hop on for Black Christmas. However, someone did mention something a couple of streams ago. I'm not sure about Cannibal Holocaust. I did finally make it around to watching that for the very first time. I cannot believe it's taken me that long to watch it. Holy shit. That's all I can say. There's a particular scene where things get cut off that I was not expecting to be fully frontal. And it was fully frontal. And I felt it in that region pretty painfully. But that will be something for a stream for another time. Who knows? I might even do a commentary to that at some point if I can stomach it. What if the Hewitts versus the Sawyers? I would probably say if you put the Hewitts against the Sawyers, we're likely going to probably see the Sawyers get completely taken out because the Hewitts are a little bit more organized and far more violent. So you have tried to send you emails. I sent a message to you about it on your channel. Keep saying your account does not exist. I was going to see if you could send me an email. I mean, are you talking to me, Devin, or someone else? Like trying to send me an email, like email address, or are you trying to send me a message on Facebook? Who will win? Angela from Night of the Demons versus Leatherface. Oh, that's easy. Angela would tear Leatherface apart. Hey, what's going on, Kathy Willis? How you doing? Glad to see a new name in the stream. Chop Top versus Nubbins, Battle of the Twins. I would probably say Chop Top because I feel like Chop Top is a bit more volatile than Nubbins. Nubbins was sadistic, but Chop Top is volatile. All right. Before I get sidetracked, let's get into the movie. I'm assuming everybody is all good, and we're about to get the countdown, so make sure when I say play, you hit play. Have I seen the Shazam movie, Hawkpool? I have. I actually have it. Actually, I like that movie. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, I'm guessing you're talking... Okay, you're talking to Ty. Okay. I was confused. Because I was going to say, like, wait a minute. Something ain't right. All right. So, enough being said. Let's jump into it. And we begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Freddy versus Pinhead. I mean, I would probably go with Pinhead. I mean, the guy in the books did fucking take out Lucifer. I mean, he died afterwards, but he did take out Lucifer. Yeah, I remember really liking this remake. Mostly because, I mean, if you really boil down the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it wasn't really heavy on story. It was just a bunch of friends experiencing the horror. So, I mean, if you add anything to it, it's going to have a little bit more of a lasting effect. But they definitely paid homage to the original. Yeah, the gritty feel, even just this part, just feels really good. Like, it looks and feels good. Like, it's how it should be. Said, your son wants to know, will they do a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie coming out in 2020? I don't know if it's coming out in 2020, but they are working on a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie produced by Fede Alvarez, which will act as a direct sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and erase every other film in its continuity, because there is no real continuity. So it's going to be a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Yeah, as the found footage looked there. And the way they did it was really, really good. Like, honestly, you could have given me a documentary extra just like that alone, and I would have watched the fuck out of that thing. Just the way they did that. Yeah, I know, Devin. They did that once before. But this, they're handing the keys over to Fede Alvarez, who will have final say in everything with that movie. So with that, it won't be a lot of studio meddling as it was with Texas Chainsaw 3D. Which, I mean, if you believe Adam Marcus, and he does have some credibility in that movie, the way he had everything set up. Because, I mean, Adam Marcus has made some comments about things like Jason Goes to Hell, where that fits in the timeline and so forth. That doesn't make sense to the continuity as a whole. But when you talk to him about his movie... Oh, you say you can hear the audio. Ooh. I think I might be a little bit too close to the microphone. But, if you listen to what Adam Marcus said about Texas Chainsaw 3D, it's pretty much supposed to fit within a timeline that fits the narrative of Alexandra Daddario's character being the age that she is. Like, it's not supposed to take place present day. So what if the kids in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre were in this movie? They'd probably meet a worse fate than what they got in the original. JG Dark versus Sheriff Hoyt. I don't know, man. Sheriff Hoyt's an asshole. And he fit into the role of being the whole sheriff character, even though he was acting like the sheriff, wasn't really the sheriff. He fit that so much that he made you believe that he was who you thought he was. Yeah, that's who they're talking about. Shadow Sheriff Hoyt. That is true, Robert. That might be something that pertains to why I think he's more volatile than Nubbins. Will Friday the 13th come out in 2020? No. We will not see a Friday the 13th movie, in my opinion, until the earliest 2022. That doesn't mean one's going to come out in 2022. But I don't think we're going to see one in theaters until 2022. At the very, very, very least. Like, not only because of the lawsuit, but once the lawsuit is over, we then have to look at things as far as both sides making a deal, even if it's through a third party. Like, let's say Paramount, they purchased the rights from Victor Miller to produce a movie based on his rights. And they purchased the other set of rights from Sean Cunningham to get those rights. then possibly they could make a Friday the 13th movie, theoretically. But will they? Will they actually do that? Because is there enough money to go around for everyone at that point? Because I think at that point you're going to have either Sean or Victor playing the whole thing. How much money did he get? Well, then how much money did he get? I want this. I need to be paid more than him. No, I need to be paid more than him. And it's just going to constantly fuck up any deals that they have going on. JG versus the Tea Lady. I think I could take her. I think I could do it. I don't know. She might have some good tea, though. I don't want to do too much. Do you think they will ever reboot the Wishmaster movies? I mean, from last I heard, Andrew Devolf did say he's up to play Wishmaster again, the Jinn. So, granted, and I know it's a trend. I know it's a trend that people are going to get sick of, and if they haven't gotten sick of it, but it is a pretty good trend to be able to get a do-over with your series. Considering how shitty the Wishmaster series actually got, they could actually give us a new sequel to Wishmaster, to the original film. Because part 2 doesn't really follow too much of the continuity from the first one. It's about as close to the original continuity as opposed to the other sequels. But I would love for them to build off Wes Craven's original movie. I'm not the only one who wants to eat Drayton's chili. I mean, if it's award winning, I may have to try it. People are not. Now, with her being crazy, I get the whole thing that she's supposed to be sort of a twist on the hitchhiker that the original characters picked up. But what if this is like an alternate timeline kind of thing where she could be Sally Hardesty? Like, what if that is actually the case here? Where the fuck did she hide that gun? Ooh. Oh, that's such a great shot. It's seriously such a great fucking shot. Very true, Devin. You never know, Robert. They might. Just the overall tone of the film, Horror Boy, is pretty fucking intense. Not just Leatherface, but the whole tone of the film, just from what I've seen so far, is so immersive and intense from like the beginning. Like, I can see why this started the remake craze that it did. Reboot Leatherface versus Texas Chainsaw 3D Leatherface. I mean, in the original script, I think Adam Marcus said, they had Texas Chainsaw 3D Leatherface taking out a group of people. Now, granted, that Leatherface did get kind of fucked up. But I think he could give Reboot Leatherface a run for his money. I think reboot Leatherface would ultimately win, but I think he would give Leatherface a run for his money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because we know that whole thing right there with her going crazy, it's sort of a mixture of having Sally at the end with her going crazy, like laughing hysterically, and the hitchhiker Nubbins. And it still gets them to where they want to go. They kind of fuse that whole concept together. So what if, and obviously we don't have Franklin on here. And Franklin was kind of a staple of that first film with him being the annoying character in a wheelchair. But what if she was actually Sally Hardesty and that was her getting away? Yeah, I saw your comment about the cake, Devin. That's all I was laughing about. Oh, without a doubt, Buzz. The Texas Chainsaw 3 Leatherface would definitely have been a pretty good match. Again, though, I think this is the best Leatherface of the entire series, the entire franchise. Like the other Leatherfaces have always been sort of pawns that you never really were that afraid of. Like, yeah, he had a mean streak in part three, very weird kind of sexual streak in part two, and he went from very brutal to domesticated in part one, severely domesticated in the next generation. Here he is scary all around. Like if he was to snap and go after the other Hewitts, I don't think they could stop him. Heard there could be two Child's Play movies in 2020. I believe they could be doing a sequel to the remake Child's Play at some point. And with that, probably wouldn't take them long to shoot. So that may be out in 2020. I probably think if it is, it'd probably be out late in the year. But they'd have to be shooting now in order to get there. If not, you're looking at 2021. The TV show, however, I'm not sure where they're at with that. But that may come out in 2020. Because I'm guessing for that, they may do maybe a 5 episode season one just to test the waters. He actually does. An old school Weird Al. I never put my finger on that, Buzz. But now that you said, I can't unsee it. Same Shadow. Same. I mean, it could be the same universe, Robert. Yeah, that's what I was talking about before play. I think it was it last stream or stream before that where I made mention like he's like the best Leatherface of the series, but dude's a complete dick for that. Like as far as an like person in real life, he can like I don't want to be too vulgar, but yeah, he can do some things like kiss something, lick something, suck something for that. Like whether you have a problem with someone or not, you don't do that. It's just decency overall. Yeah, the way she did it, like she shot herself, just I looked so like the effect itself looked really good, and the way the head just slumps back made it look even realer. The cake starts talking to you in Amanda's voice, trying to lure you into hell. I mean, if it's got some peanut butter in it, I will probably skip to lube my ass there. I'm diving in it. Yes, Shadow, I have watched that. I watched a good. There was another movie from that series where they actually used dead bodies, and I can't remember. I think was it Morgue? I think it was called. But I did watch a lot of those. I don't know if I watched all of them, but I did watch a lot of those when they came out originally. Have I checked out the Grudge 2020 movie? Not yet. Not out yet, but I'm definitely going to be going to see it. Never trust a guy named Caesar, but you can trust the ape. It's a pretty good guy. Planet of the Apes kind of thing, if you guys don't know. See, Gabe, I have not had the displeasure of knowing a Caesar. But given that someone would probably be named Caesar, and if they had any intelligence to look up Caesars of the past and probably get a big head about themselves, probably be very douchey too. Ghost Abbey is back. Oh. Oh, and thank you for the follow. It's Vlad. So I caught that. I caught that late because my. Ooh, what is that? Okay. Fucking like thing popped up on there while I was like looking at something. Said this is so much better than seeing a wife and husband fight. Who's fighting? Why? And did you take bets? Oh, they're fighting on stream. Really? Who? Why? How? And again, did you take bets? Are we going to get a streamer fight gambling ring up in here? Oh shit, Z! You bought a Part 5 hood from Shallow Graves, really? Holy shit, man! Like, I'd actually want to see that. I can't wait to get my Silicone Freddy mask, though. Be on the stream as Freddy. What horror movie's coming out in 2020? Halloween Kills is the first one that pops to mind. There's probably some others. I don't know. I hear yelling and hitting. The guy got beat up. I don't know how. Like, what the hell? Just pop it on a random stream and seeing some guy getting bludgeoned. Like, what the hell did you do to deserve that? Oh yeah, I completely agree, Horrorboy. The atmosphere in this is fucking astounding. It's like literally the whole thing of catching lightning in a bottle, because they haven't been able to recreate something like this for a remake since. And the new Grudge. Yeah, the new Grudge that comes out. Sadly, can't do silicone. It breaks too easily. Oh no, I had a silicone Joker mask for a better part of a year, and it was pretty fine. I think it just depends on how you take care of it and how you store it when you're not using it. But I've been wanting a Part 2 Silicone Freddy mask for a while. And they knock the desk and the phone falls. Like, that's just weird that, like, they would be doing that on stream. Because you figure if they're doing that on stream, what are they doing when the camera's off? Evil chocolate cake is coming for you, Abby. I think the chocolate cake should probably be more afraid of Abby than the other way around. 'Cause I've seen that girl devour cake. It's not pretty. There are scenes of lions in packs, like eating creatures in the fucking like African wilderness that is less horrific and just savage than Abby eating chocolate cake. He said they think they're still streaming. Be right back. It's like a car crash that you can't stop looking at, that you know you shouldn't watch and partake in.
What does that mean?
What?
What is that supposed to mean?
You know what that means.
No.
I've seen you eat cake. I'm terrified still. I've been scarred. Like, I have to count digits just to make sure I still have everything when I hand you the plate.
No, it's with pizza.
Even then.
You really have to be careful when you're handing me
Pizza, ice cream, cake, fruit roll-ups. I don't even have to get. I don't have to be around the fruit roll-ups. I'd still count my digits.
Do you still have all 10 fingers? Oh, you only had 9 fingers. I only see 9.
Yeah, the hat fits Jessica Biel pretty nicely. Oh, that shirt too. That shirt makes things a hell of a lot juicier than expected. Hey, what's going on, Spider-Man? How you doing? Not as good as the original? I mean, that's debatable. That is debatable. I mean, the original is classic. No doubt about it. The original is classic, and I love the original, especially after being able to sit in here and watch it with you guys during a stream. But, but, it did, this did improve on the original a whole lot. I do have to admit. This improved maybe not as much on the original as John Carpenter's The Thing improved on that original, but this is a great improvement on the 74 film. So much so, I would probably put it above the original film if I was to rank it. Aaron versus Sally. Aaron. I mean, Sally, don't get me wrong. Especially in the scene where you can tell there's no brawl or anything. I mean, when I joined back, the guy hold up the phone and turned off the stream. He's got to recover. Oh. Oh, I'll be waiting, Z. I'll be waiting. I ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So definitely when you get it, feel free to send some shots. So you heard The Nun 2 and The Conjuring 3 are coming out in 2020. That might actually be. I wouldn't doubt. Ooh. The cake is talking to you in JG's voice. We used to eat it. She'll probably stab it a bunch of times, but she'll still eat it. My most anticipated horror film is, I would probably say, Halloween Kills. Other than that, Antlers. Antlers, after doing the reaction to that trailer and watching that trailer for the first time, Antlers has me pretty hyped. Not gonna lie. It's sort of a sign there of where she got the gun from. Yeah, he's trying to cop a feel. Get a handful of Jessica Biel ass. Voorhees is what you're waiting for. Jason Rising is what I want. Because that's the one with Undead Pamela, isn't it? Quiet Place 2 comes out. I still have not watched the first one. I was just talking to someone on Instagram about that I have not watched the first one yet. And I desperately need to make my way over to my digital files to actually watch it. Do I think they will make an It Chapter 3? Ooh. It Chapter 3, they could. They could. I don't think it would be with Pennywise. I think if you follow the books, they do leave it open for offspring of Pennywise to come forward. But I think they most certainly can. Oh, trust me, Z. If I had a team and enough time to do so, I would turn my one sequel concept I did in the snow setting, based on Abuser and Abused and Badlands. I would turn that into a movie. No Rise of Skywalker spoilers. I still need to see that too. Terrifier 2 coming out in 2020? The girl from Halloween 5 is in it. Really? I feel like I've been waiting forever for Terrifier 2. Yeah, I can't wait for that, Z. What is Antlers? Antlers is, I believe, from what you guys told me in the comments when I put that video out, it's essentially about the Wendigo, isn't it? If I remember correctly. Chapter 3 will feature Pennywise's son, Nicholas. 5 times the terror. Like, oh, nice. I'm just trying to revive Roy into a better written killer. I mean, I did a couple of videos on Roy Z where I did a remake concept based on the original Friday the 13th as my template, where Pamela kills Barry and Claudette, and then years go by later, similar to the original movie, and then they reopen Camp Crystal Lake and other people start ending up dead. Plot twist is it is a person wearing the hockey mask, but it's not Jason and it's not Pamela. It's Roy. Roy going as crazy as Pamela did in the original film and murdering the counselors, blaming them for his son, Barry Joseph Burns' death. So sort of like eliminating the Vic aspect of Joey's death, making Joey Barry and like Joseph being his middle name, and the as like one of the first two to be killed, and sort of fusing that together to where Pamela actually gets killed by Roy, not Alice. Or did I have it? I had to rewatch that. I forget because I have so many stories in my head. But I do have it where Jason ends up going to get his revenge. Similar to how he did with Alice, following Alice to her home. He does the same with Roy at the end of that story, kills Roy and takes the hockey mask for himself. What about Dime Wise? What about quarter wise? All right, now we're just gonna go full on dollar. My thoughts on the Mortal Kombat movies. The first one was really dumb, but very entertaining, especially for someone that was my age that went to the theaters to go see it and loved it because I was into the first game very, very much. But from a story aspect, they cannot get the story right for Mortal Kombat at all. Hopefully, this new movie that's coming out will actually do so. Because, I mean, the story's all there. You just have to follow the template. However, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, that was an abomination. I didn't even go to the theaters to see that one. I was like, I knew from the trailers that shit was going to be terrible. So, do you think you could work for a Friday the 13th movie to have a shadowy, dark figure in the background use the audience? Don't know who it is until the end. It's Elias, and you discover he has cult powers. I mean, you could. That's definitely a possibility. But just from that description alone, feels a little bit too Man in Blackish from Halloween 5 to me. Like, I would want to be... If I wanted to introduce Elias, I would first want to drop little nuggets of information through sequels and build my way to him. Well, Firestar to be coming out soon. I didn't even know they were I heard something about them redoing Firestar, but I didn't know they were in production of it. Oh yeah, like just listening to the movie Shadow, like with the headphones on, I'm hearing shit behind me. I hear like when like things are popping out and they're doing the jump scares. I'm looking around like, where the fuck is where's that coming from? I'm telling you, I feel like the girl was Sally Hardesty. Because I mean, she has the jar with the picture of her family. If you apply the story from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre film and why they were going out there, I believe she may have been this version's Alice. I keep wanting to say Alice. Sally Hardesty. It depends on if your sequel brings back an undead Roy. That would be the only issue. Like if Roy's still alive, I mean technically you could write it in a if he's alive, you can use psychosis to your advantage to where he blocks everything out and he has certain triggers that sort of spark back up. But ultimately, when he puts on the mask and everything, it's sort of like Michael Myers in the Rob Zombie films. Like the alternate personality takes over. So Blumhouse is going to be doing the movie for Firestarter. I mean, that's good. Hopefully they don't pull a Black Christmas on it. Hopefully. Ooh. That's a... That'd be very off-putting. I mean, push the fucking wheelchair over. Oh, dude, I'd be freaking the fuck out. Yeah, I'd be fucking running everywhere I fucking can. Which just kind of makes me want this kind of map for Dead by Daylight. Like, give me, like, something like this. Ooh. Gotta rewash some sheets. So David Harbour as Lex Luthor? I don't see why not. He's not who I would envision as Lex. But I don't see why not. Do I think there could be a chance that Michael talks at the end of Halloween Ends before he dies? There's always a chance that someone will have Michael talk. I mean, Michael Myers did it with his Myers. But I highly doubt it. Not unless they make an emphasis of having Michael talk in a flashback as a kid. Then there might be a word or two spoken at the end of Halloween Ends. But that is completely dependent on if it's really going to lend itself to the narrative. Am I excited to watch the Black Christmas remake? Oh, no. No. Not the one that's out in theaters now. I'll watch the other remake. I have no problem with that, but not the one that's out in theaters now. I can't. Texas Chainsaw Massacre House, 1974 versus 2003. I actually like both equally. They both have their own charms to them. If I could cast anybody as Lex Luthor, anybody at all, I would want someone that sounds super intelligent. And it's funny because he's already played a Superman character. If any of you guys have ever seen Krypton, The guy that plays General Zod on there, I would have him play Lex. It is a bit of a race switch because he is African American. Not even African American. I think he's from like England. So not African American. He is of African descent. Like he is a man of color. But I think he would knock it out of the park as Lex because he has the body for it. Like because Lex is a very vain person, so he has the body build for Lex, and he usually normally has a shaved head, and he speaks with such an eloquent, like kind of tone that he presents himself as a really intelligent character. And I think not character, an intelligent person in general. I forget his name, and I should probably know it if I would recommend him as Lex, but I think him as Lex Luthor would be fucking amazing. I mean, you never know, Buzz. As far as people know, Michael has never spoken a word in the presence of another person. Who's to say that Michael hasn't ever spoken to himself? Secretly. Ooh, ooh. Duck from the shots! Hey, what's going on, Machete? How you doing? It is a strange scene to see, like, Leatherface's face like that. Sonic versus Quicksilver. Who would win a race? I mean, both are extremely fucking fast. I would probably say Quicksilver, though. I have no evidence to go off with that. I just feel like Quicksilver should probably be faster. Yeah, because I mean, with that tie, I'm not looking at it in the term like, oh, let's like race switch for this. I just think he would be a perfect Lex, especially if you take Lex's skin tone and even the Justice League cartoon. They have a very matching skin tone with that, and I think he could play the hell of a Lex Luthor. Like it's not for me. It's not about political correctness. It's about who I think would probably fit the role best. Oh, that is right. They are doing another paranormal activity, aren't they? Shit. Have I watched any Christmas horror lately? Not since watching Krampus. As of late, though, I have. It's like the first horror movie I really watched the last couple days, mostly because I've been watching The Witcher on Netflix. Still trying to chug along through that. I'm about like halfway through the season. I don't know, man. Play Chihuahuas can get really fucking angry. Did I see your last comments? Have I seen Christmas Hole? It's where Christmas lives. I can't say I know what you're talking about, Devin. I mean, they kind of explored that in well, something similar to that, Robert, in Friday the 13th Vengeance. I mean, ultimately, it wouldn't matter if it was Jenny's kid or not. I think Jason would kill them all the same. You want to see a movie where Santa Claus saves the North Pole from Krampus? There's a movie I think that has it. I can't remember the title of it. I watched it last year, where it has something very similar to that, but I think it turned out to be like a guy in a insane asylum. But in his mind, I think he thought he was Santa, and he went against Krampus, and he was trying to save everyone, and just I think it turned out he went on like a killing spree or something. I still don't know. Play. I don't know because from what we know from Prometheus and going into Alien Covenant, the black goo can seemingly infect anything, but you don't know to the extent what the parasites can do. So, judging just based on what we know, I think the xenomorphs can impregnate or at least affect the DNA of the parasites. Is that the movie I'm talking about, Shadow? A Christmas Horror Story? Okay, yeah, okay. I thought when the name was said earlier, when you said it, I thought it sounded familiar, but like I said, I couldn't remember the name. Glad you come in the clutch, my friend. Goku versus Kratos. Oh man, that's a tough one. I need to look at like all of Kratos's feats in order to really gauge that. Because I know he takes out gods. I know he kills them. But I haven't really played any of the God of War games, so I don't know to the extent of what he can do. mean, it could be sad, Robert, but it depends on what he says. Depends on what he says, the context that he says it in, pretty much everything that's happening around him when it's being said. Goku versus Spawn, I'd probably go with Goku. Will there be a Nightmare on Elm Street in 2020? I do not think so. Right now, the Craven Estate are taking pitches for a new Nightmare on Elm Street film. However, they're only taking pitches. The only way we'll get anything like this year is if they're doing a quick 20-minute concept video, but we're not going to get a movie this year. Because then you have to do the script based on the concept that you have. Then you have to cast. Then there's production. There's post-production, marketing, and then pretty much bringing everything out. And by then, you're looking at the earliest, I'd probably say maybe October 2021. If I was a betting person, I would probably say in October next year. Not next year, but 2021. You could suck a golf ball through a garden. Holy shit. That's Night of the Demons 3, isn't it? That'd be so fucking off-putting. Like seeing your boyfriend's face. JG should pitch an idea for a new Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, I would love for him to use my idea. But, I mean, it's on the internet. So if they ever want to contact me, I'm here. What is Goku's kryptonite? His eagerness to give his opponent the advantage. You have a good night, Kathy, and hope to see you in the next one as well. Also, don't forget to sub. So that way you know when these live streams are up, out, and about, when I upload videos and all of that good stuff. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well and like the video to make sure that I stay in your notifications. Doomsday from the comics versus Vegeta. I mean, the whole thing with Doomsday is if he dies one way, you can't kill him the same way twice. So what would that mean for his strength if he was to go against a Dragon Ball character like Vegeta or Goku and they were to kill him and he was to eventually resurrect and come back? You have a good night too, Devin, and My sympathies, my friend. I would say enjoy the movie, but I know what's in for you. So if Batman fought Goku, how would he kill Goku? I don't think he would have the capabilities of doing so. The only way he would be able to put a dent in Goku is if he was able to attack Goku the way Frieza did in Resurrection F. Is if he was able to use a ray powerful enough to pierce his skin while he was not on guard. They look like human female equivalents of Ren and Stimpy. Now I can't unsee that. So you feel like the house gets a lot of use on screen, probably because it's pretty iconic, just from the visual of it. See, that's what kind of makes me think like this. The Hewitt family could easily form into the Sawyer family just based on them stealing children. Like they get a kid old enough to remember his name and gets beaten and possibly tortured into them wanting him to believe he's a Hewitt, and it never takes, and he becomes so sadistic he could kill the other Hewitts, take the mantle of Leatherface, and begin becoming the patriarch of the Sawyer family. Probably using the same practices of stealing children himself to create his own Sawyer family around him, getting people like Nubbins and Chop Top and the Cook and all that, and eventually passing the Leatherface mantle down. What if they did it where the first Sawyer was actually Grandpa that was taken as a child by the Hewitts? Like, there's a lot of ways you could go with stories just based off this alone for a sequel. So, is there any comic characters besides Doomsday who could kill Superman for good? My guess, Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan, probably the Spectre. Um, I mean, there might be a few others. But you're talking like super cosmic threats. That's what someone said earlier in the stream, Buzz. That there was originally supposed to be a scene where Leatherface kills Jedediah. I don't know. I mean, the Hewitts versus the Sawyers is one thing. You throw the Fireflies in there, I think the Fireflies would actually take out the Hewitts and the Sawyers. In my personal opinion. No, I don't think I saw that, Buzz. I don't think I ever saw that. Someone mentioned that earlier in the stream too, and it got me pretty interested. So I may want to check that out after the stream. Hell in a Cell match for sure. Ooh. Come on, they do it on Dead by Daylight. Ooh. Oh man, I would as much as I would love to see Otis go off against Sheriff Hoyt, I want to see Captain Spaulding and Sheriff Hoyt more. Can you imagine Spaulding and Hoyt like mouthing off to each other? To me, I would probably want to see Otis face off more against Leatherface. Especially since Otis has an affinity for wearing human masks himself. Clive Owen as Lex, I mean, it could work. I don't see no reason why not. Did you ever watch a movie Bad Taste? I don't remember the title. What is it about? Hmm. Yeah, that would be fucking epic to ever see. I mean, sadly, we never would in the capacity that we would like. But man, that would be fucking crazy. It's like Leatherface popping everywhere at the fucking chainsaw. I'm guessing this would probably be the scene where he kills him. Ooh. Leatherface, gotta refuel. Pontypool. I haven't watched that in forever. That was a really good one. Really simple, too. Really simple concept. Just imagine, like, I'd be to the point where it's like, dude, like, we gotta run from this guy with a fucking chainsaw, and I'm like carrying you at the same time. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I remember them saying something about the He-Man movie a while back. I didn't know they actually shot it or anything, did they? Or are they still like? Because I would imagine they'd have a script. Because I thought they started casting people for it, but did they actually get it in front of cameras? My guess play is that they'll likely end that movie in a draw. I don't think you're gonna have one character really beat the other, especially if they want Kong to be viable in his own series. Personally, if I was going to direct anybody to be Superman tie, I would more so have them watch the Justice League cartoon, the Justice League and Superman cartoons, because I think that encapsulates the personality of Superman that I would want. I can't speak right. It's getting late. I'm getting sleepy. I mean, I understood the reason why they went with that version of Lex in Batman vs Superman. So it didn't bother me as much as it did other people. Fuck that. Grab the chainsaw. Grab the fucking chainsaw. Like, why would you not grab the fucking chainsaw? I remember this scene. Ooh. Yikes. Oh. There we go. We get the chainsaw wound to the leg. It's a nod to the 74 film. So you heard Kevin Smith was going to make a cartoon version of He-Man? I mean, I'd take it. Gary Oldman would be very, very intriguing as Skeletor. Because Gary Oldman is a really hell of a character actor. When you look at him on The Fifth Element and Bram Stoker's Dracula, I could only imagine what he would do with the character. Because this is a horror movie. Makes sense. Just like pretty much leave the chainsaw on the ground. Danny Trejo as Trapjaw. That could work. That could really work, actually. I mean, that would be the thing. Like, if it closed down, why didn't another one open up? Especially in a town that's so dependent on slaughterhouses. Why didn't anything else open up there? Like, was it literally the town only big enough to have the economy of one slaughterhouse? It's like kind of weird. Like, are they like their economy is based off one slaughterhouse? I mean, you never know, Machete. Never know. Like, it could be this year. Could be Tommy just comes out and never hike in the snow. You're like, you know what? Gone. Ooh. So this is the part of the horror movie where the killer gets clumsy. And starts falling all over the fucking place. Then we gotta get Jessica Biel in a wet shirt, which I'm not complaining about because holy shit, the juiciness is real. I can't remember play. I know there was a calendar up. But I'm not entirely sure. I think Ghost put it up in the Discord a while back. But you'd have to like search for it. I want to say March. I think that's what it was, like April or March. It was like one of those they had it listed for. I'm getting severe flashbacks of Dead by Daylight. Like searching in the lockers. She's gonna use head on. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh yeah, that arm's off. That arm's definitively off. Like chainsaw spinning on the ground with the arm on it off. And Ty, I'm not complaining. Beat him like he owes you money. I mean, it did cost him an arm. Just not a leg. Part of a leg. He did get the chainsaw to the leg. And the pig escaped. Yep. Or did he? I mean, Leatherface was still alive. And we do see him again from this point on. So who's to say he didn't kill the pig out of anger? My juicy radar is tingling for Jessica Biel. Yeah, she's definitely a really, really good final girl. Like all the characters in the movie were really good. Like I can't really think of a huge defining downside to this film. I mean, aside from Leatherface getting his arm cut off, which I mean, as a one shot itself, is still really good. Ooh. I mean, I technically, yeah, but I mean, we don't know. I mean, does she ever say how far along in her pregnancy she actually is in Friday the 13th Part 3? Because, I mean, she could be anywhere from 2 months pregnant to just literally took a pregnancy test and it said it was positive. Like 2 days pregnant. Like, we don't really know. She didn't look it at all. Ooh. So, I mean, it's implying that Leatherface is still alive. I'd still watch I'd watch a documentary like that done. Like, shit. But yeah, it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. Great movie. Really, really, really great remake. Definitely enjoyed it. Whew. But alright. Pretty much, shit, man. Gotta wrap my head around that. It's been a while since I watched that, and that was fucking fantastic. But that's gonna wrap it up for me for tonight. Like I said, tomorrow I will be doing the prequel Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. But I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna go make me some food and check out what you guys were talking about with the alternate scene with her character. But yeah, like I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you got your movies ready. And I was gonna say something else, but I completely forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. It'll come to me. And then I'll end up sending you guys some kind of comment on the community board. It's getting late. I'm getting sleepy. Don't judge me. But yeah, pretty much I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, Tuesday will be another late stream. I'll be doing Black Christmas, the original for that. I haven't watched that movie. Oh, shit. Even long. I haven't watched that in years. So that should be a treat in itself to be refreshed on that. If you ever watch House of a Thousand Corpses, we have to watch Captain Spaulding act on the main menu before we... Oh, man. I wonder if I would get hit with a copyright strike if I did do that, Buzz. I wonder. Just for the menu alone. Oh, thank you for the lemon, Shadow. Lemon. I meant lemon. I can't English. It's too late. But thank you guys. I am going to head out, get me a milkshake, try to wake myself up a little bit, and check out some shit. But thank you guys for sticking around. I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure you're hitting those like buttons and constantly being notified of these live streams and videos. And be sure to check out my last couple of videos I did last week, uploaded. My Evil Dead story concept and my Dark Theories video about Jason acting a little odd towards Tommy and Nancy. And Friday the 13th Part 4 and 6. Let me know what you think about those, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And, as always, I am JG Dark, and thanks for watching.